Alright, it should be working now. Well, I think it is. Hey, Dan. How you doing, Dan? What Minecraft is that? Dunno, Minecraft? I mean, until Minecraft 2 comes out, it's Minecraft. What texture? Right. Here, my light. Oh, you light. That's very sweet. Well, I've spent years in this cabin. It's time to leave. Let's explore outside. I don't know if it's night or day. It's nighttime. It's misty. It's cold. Looks of it. Oh. Ah. Yes. You like it? It's the vibe I'm going for. Hope you guys enjoy. It's a mixture, actually, combination to make it very realistic and colourful for you guys, but I thought I'd just go on creative exploration. I can always do a realistic one, but I wanted to do something more creative this evening. So yeah, we're going to leave our little home in the mountain. It's just a little cottage. Served me very well. Whoa. There we go. Alright. Are we ready? Ooh, underwater sea life. God, let's got like jellyfish, octopus. But I hope my audio is working. Let's have a... Always do a sound test. Ah, it is. Alright, Caden. How you doing, man? gonna go blue screen. Look like bats. Right. Hopefully that's safe. It did. Whoa. Do you know that was Spider-Man? Hey, hey Dan, you built... What'd you build? Oh, setup, wow. Really? That's amazing, man. Ooh, look at this place. Did you now? No doubt you want me to watch it? Well, I will. Watch it, watch it tomorrow when I get up, eh? And when you get that first coffee, you put a video on for YouTube there. So I'll be honest with you, Dan, I took a vacation off work, man. So I'm relaxing right now and I'm playing Minecraft. I remember years ago, I built like a village, right? It took me months. I built the, you know, the houses like that I was raised in, like, well, the house in the street, like the street of houses I was raised in. It's like, you know, like in England, most houses are terraced. I don't know if you're from England, Dan, but they're mostly just Edwardian terraced, and the beautiful houses, if you appreciate Edwardian architecture. He was like a king, and his era of architecture is renowned in this country, Edwardian terraces. So I was fond of the house I was raised in, so I built it, and it started from there, right? Started from there, and then from that, then I think I built about 3 terraces next to each other with the walls and stuff. And then I was like, you know what, I'll just make it up from now. And then I ended up building little houses and all these little like paths and a windmill and a train station. I built like a little like escape cottage which I could take like a private minecart route with. It was to my property, like I had a secret little Minecraft underground travel, because I had people joining the server, right? You lived in the server, because I built this mansion, and people were staying in the mansion because I built it like Resident Evil, not very similar to Resident Evil mansion. It wasn't exactly like it, but I built like a replica of my version of Res Evil's mansion, and they really liked it. So they were joining, so I built little like this extra long route. And then there was like a teleporter, and then you went and clicked on the teleporter, it took you to another teleporter, to another Minecraft with a rail. Then you went on that, then that took me to my escape. And what I used to do was used to like build a wall around the teleporter, just in case anyone That was kind of like it. Like, I had a little bank. I had a little bank where people would deposit all the minerals and gold. You know, if they didn't want it, like, in case anything happened to the chests outside, if it was in the bank, it was covered. So I had like a bank clerk. I had like an underground bank vault, and there was must have been about 12 chests in there of people's stuff. You had builders, miners, planners. People just did what they want whenever they came, really. Just get a torch. It's nice on creative though, we can... There it is. Plus, the other day on your Nintendo. Oh yeah, Nintendo. Eight days. That's an amazing achievement. Oh, the ice is starting to melt. Hang on a minute, no, we're not walking on... Are we walking on trees? Oh no, we're walking on grass. Right. I think we're walking on grass. These random blocks placed here. Oh, they're pumpkins. Ah, look at this. The flora is... Must have been a little bit of a cold spell that come through. Apparently Minecraft is 60 million miles by 60 million miles or something. What's that over there? I mean, that's a phenomenal amount of... To appreciate the daytime, you got to really explore in the night to really know what is out there. These are long nights. Oof. I mean, he's got a Spider-Man our way up. I don't think it's that far up. Stick to the wall. Ah. Oh. Hey. Hello there. What are you? You got no eyes. If you do have eyes, I don't see them. You kind of like glitched out a little bit at the top as well. You kind of see through. Oh man. Oh. You lost your owner? I'm sure you'll be fine. Come with me if you want. Yeah, you're a cute little dog. What, you want some steak? Is it food? Is it steak? What is it? Is it called steak? Or is it cooked meat, maybe? No? Oh, he's running off anyway. Oh. Yeah, rising over there. It's pretty neat. Whoa, what are these things? Have the horses glitched out? Are the animals like obtuse? Like, Hopefully if we'll come across a fully formed animal, like a horse, like something we could use to use as a mount. Oh, there are bulls. Was that finally run out of gas as well? All their houses. Is that the moon? Moon? I didn't know the moon was round. Strange things happening. Normally square, right? Wow, there's a village living on a lava flow. Well, I never thought. nobody here? What is that thing? What is going on with this place? Animals complaining. What is that? What are you? You like a cat or something? You a cat? You a kitten? Where is everybody? Oh, there we are. Somebody, hey, where you going? Looks like there's a golem of some kind. Hey, how you doing? Whoa. Hey. What is this walking glitch? Hey. You like a... Regardless, right? Whatever life form, nice to meet you. Right, nice to meet you. Can't judge things by their appearance. It looks like an AI robot thing. They've all run away from me, the villagers. Hey. Oh, let's get a drink. Ooh, tastes beautiful. Ah, nice and fresh. It's a big place. Alright, let's keep moving. Hey, Mr. Duck. It looks like a cockerel, actually. These lush biomes. It's like a jungle up there or something. Maybe we can Spider-Man our way up there or just climb up. Well, normally. We can be Spider-Man if we wish to, we just don't have any web fluid. I don't think it exists in a... Well, not yet. Be nice to web swing around Minecraft. But for now we can only climb walls, so... And we don't have any spider sense. Alright, swim across. Just keep going. It's on real darkness, so it's going to be rather... The torch is going to be very ambient, but the light doesn't stretch that far. For some reason. It's only when you place it... Whoa, what's that? Like a canyon. Gotta be careful. Well, it's a drop, isn't it? It's a cave. See how far Peter Parker can get. Just gonna view the other side. Very nice. Oh, it's a boar. Finally, a creature intact. Got like a lava flow over there. Looks like we're in some kind of like a valley, by the looks of it. What is that? The light, all sorts of textures just mixed into one. It's like it's as if I don't know whether I've loaded in the game and it's just like glitched out. I need to log off and load back in, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I want to keep the glitch in there. I like creative mode though, because we can just explore and we don't have to worry about it. That's what makes Minecraft really good, because you can play it any way you want. Peter Parker can do long jumps. Yeah. It's like a flower garden, isn't it? Little pocket of flora here. More hills. Oh dear. Oh, it's... Hey! At least you're not glitched out. I don't know what this is. We're just bobbling along. Ooh. It's in the village down there. It's all the way along there. Do we have a glider? Do we have a glider in Minecraft? Either way, we can drop down. Then we've got to climb all the way up. Well, we can Spider-Man our way up. We can climb up here and probably Spider-Man our way up the walls there and get up to the blossom. Is it a cave? It is. It goes all the way down, all the way through. I should be able to stick to the wall here. Oh, the sun's going down. That's beautiful. Looks like it's some kind of cherry garden. Cherry blossoms, is it called? Oh, there we go. Ah, some flowers. God, what is that thing? They're all beautiful abominations. I think we're on a mountain top. Or a cliff top. Alright, so basically you gotta like discard of it. I think we just missed the sunset. Just go to sleep regardless. It's funny how you got a discard of them, that you can't destroy them. Alright, we're still in the same place. Sail the oceans. They sunflowers. It's a nice touch. take a boat. On our lovely creative journey, we'll take a boat. Got all these boats. I guess there's always been that many boats, I suppose. All right. Are they dolphins? They are? It's a family of dolphins. Isn't that epic, right? No, when we go into settings, all the assets disappear. Interesting. Fancy graphics. Frame rate and anti-aliasing. Oh, it's the light ray. That's the light. this goes deep. They have followed me since the island. What's a buffalo? Wow. Looks like we're going to come to some kind of desert, I think. Whoa. Is that a panda? Hey, dude. Hey. That's a panda. Hey, Mr. Panda. Hey. Don't you eat bamboo? There you go. Whoa! I know you're hungry. Looks like you've eaten all the bamboo here. A panda spawn, I guess. So you do exist. Looks like we're in no danger. I don't know why it's blue screening like that. It's never done that before. This often. I was going to play Simon's Quest, but Trial key. Name tag. Smithing. Fireworks. Or you can climb the vines. Wicked. Oh, it's gone cold. Oh. Oh, it's iced over. That was quick. the water hasn't frosted over. Frozen bamboo. It's actually warmer in the water than it is outside. Crazy. Never seen frozen bamboo before. Oh. Looks like a canary and a like a wild kitten. Wild big kitten, big cat kitten, cub, a cub kitten, a kitten that became a cub, no, a cub. I've no idea what you call an adolescent cat. Well, especially one that's in the wild like that. Oh. Let's make a smoke, right? I tell you, it was a lot cooler today than what it has been. You know, that heat wave we had. Oh. Like, but apparently the heat wave we got wasn't really that hot, right? Like, apparently in America and stuff, that was like classed as normal for them. And I was like, well, maybe, just maybe, because we've been starved of sun so much, you know, the heat, we mustn't, like, I swear, right, last year we only had a week of hot weather in May. Every other day since May last year has been dark, grey, dull. And in summer it was warm, but it just wasn't sunny, it was just cloudy. For 3 months, just cloud. Right. And then this year we've had this hot weather. Right, but I swear, right, it's not really that hot if you think about it. It is an English summer. Like, you know, you do get them summer days where it's 30 degrees Celsius. You're going to get between 26 and 32. You know what happens like that in France? Especially in the northwest France, as it's closer to the Azores. Yeah, it gets real hot there in northwest France. You can get up to 33 degrees Celsius on an August, never mind July. So, nah, simply just it's the way it is. And because the United Kingdom is placed in, it's like, if you look on a globe, like an actual atlas, like a 3D atlas, like an actual globe itself, if you look at United Kingdom, it's in a certain segment, like a placing on the planet. It's like everything's all divided into segments. There's an equal proportion of segments, like, it's perfect, really. Right. And like where we are, there's no anomalies, right? So where the United Kingdom is, like in a particular point, we don't get really much, like, you know, like a aurora, like the lights and stuff. That's more further north, but we don't get the actual heat that Europe gets. But we don't get the extravagant forestry and mountain formations of Scandinavia. But yet we haven't got like that, you know, like where like Germany and Austria. And like all our anomalies, right, around the United Kingdom happen in the ocean. So because of exactly where the land is, you don't see much like tornadoes, hurricanes, light anomalies, halos, you know, these things that like set off conversation back in ancient times, you know, like when you looked up in the sky and you see like these lights and refraction and ice travelling through the clouds and stuff, because it can happen that, you know, like, you know, where like ice particles like become so dense but yet they're just light enough to travel through an passage that's joining between two clouds, and you'll see the ice move, but if it's a sunny day, the light will reflect off the ice, and it looks like something out of... It looks oracle type. Oracle is the word I'll use. Right, and those type of things happen in like South America. Like, Johannesburg, like South Africa, like below the equator. But it's around this island that's mysterious, right? It's like there's places you can't go, right? Because of where it is, the ocean in just one part could be basically hell on the water, right? So sailors basically never come back. Sometimes fishermen went in these areas that they shouldn't have gone to by accident, because of like life, and they never come back. Sometimes crew members go missing. There are just some things, but on the island it's just like you don't see anything. But I'll tell you something, right? If it wasn't that misty and hazy, because it creates a lot of moisture, and it was pure clear around this island, and everyone could see, like if it was below the equator, like a lot of high pressure, a lot of clear sky, a lot of visibility, right? Because there is. It's a lot of visibility below the equator. You get a full like perspective of the sky. It's like you have like that. There's no bend. There's no whirl. There's no high magnetic energy. There is magnetic energy, don't get me wrong, but it's just not as like bizarre. You know what I mean? It's just not as bizarre. And around this island, which is why I'm looking at the ocean right now for you guys in the game, like looking at the ocean, like it's kind of like a mist, right? You can't see much, right? All the carbon and stuff like that, and natural aerosol gases that would happen when you're looking. And if nature just blew all that away, it would take a lot of energy to do that. It would probably take a hurricane or a tornado or something. But the thing is that's the thing, you see, that stuff doesn't happen on the island, the mainland, right? It happens on the far outskirts. There are tornadoes so big, like so large, right? They're like titans, the tornadoes that happen around this island. And the thing is, because they happen along the water, there's a lot more mass there to pull up, so the tornadoes are suppressed by like the ocean. I wouldn't even call them tornadoes. I think there's another word for them. There's another word. They're like giant whirlwinds, more or less, or twisters. I think another word for them is twisters. And believe me, like there was I think it was, there were sightings of them back in, I think it was like 95, right, or 96. Like there was a lot of chaotic hurricane weather in the early 90s, mid 90s of the UK. I don't know why, Lord knows, but for some reason you could see the tornadoes and the whirlwinds and the hurricane activity quite close to the island. It didn't actually get here, but it actually came close enough where you could actually see it far in the distance. That's why you got to be very brave to be a fisherman, because especially around like the United Kingdom and like the Norwegian waters, there's an actual path you got to follow, to actually go to certain places. You can't go beyond those paths. If you do, you probably won't come back. Because magnetism is so random. Because of the ocean, like the movement of the ocean and stuff, and where the island is, and the actual concrete under the ocean, which obviously, you know, goes through a lot of emission of magnetism for all the rock, right? And it's abundance of high metallic precious minerals above the ocean, like the floor above the ocean floor, like the surface of it, and below it in the roots of Northern Europe and the United Kingdom and Scandinavia. They're all underwater, deep, and it's a lot, and it creates a lot of randomness. But you've got to be like a fisherman or some, like on the Navy. That's why the Navy have a specific area as well that they patrol. They will do. They'll have a specific route and system. It is its own Bermuda Triangle. You know what I mean? But not with planes, with sonar. You know what I mean? With sonar. It's our sonar that's mysterious. And we did invent the sonar. Some geezer in England invented it. It was Scottish, I think. The radar was actually invented by Germany. The radar. And you know what? It was like near enough. Like, I think it was like a year after we invented the sonar, Germany created the radar. And what they saw was just like, you know, when the sonar goes underwater and measures all rocks and stuff, that's when we started to realise what kind of land we were living on. That goes for a lot of places as well in Northern Europe. You know what I mean? And Scandinavia. No, that's a canary over there. So we're like a parrot, isn't it? I'm just taking a break as well because I've been playing for quite a while there. I have to take a break, you know, guys. My eyes, it's actually healthy too. I don't advise you ever play games for that long, especially as long as I do. Which is why I'm talking to you about the ocean and the country. I mean, why not, right? I always say that the United Kingdom looks like the fossil of an ancient titan. Like a massive being. Like a, you know, mythical, I'm talking here, like mythical. I'm not talking logical here. I'm talking mythical. Like I've always seen it as like the shape of it. Oh. Which is what most mythologies go back to. It's the gods. Even invaders from distant lands, when like they were coming over, they had to plan really, really specific, because you go in one part of that ocean and it'll be a paradise where you came from, but just in that, I don't know how many square nautical miles it will be, but just in that specific area there will be the most catastrophic storm in that one area that kind of like just like blends off in just around it, like it's like calm, but like it's wiped out empires. Not the weather, like the ocean. No way, we're attracting little birds. Like, apparently, on this island, like 2,000 years ago, when the Romans came, when they looked up at the mountains in Wales, they could see gold coming out of it. No, it's all gold. Not like in Minecraft or in No Man's Sky, there'll be like deposits of gold in the mountains, and you'll go up and laser it out, right? Well, that's what it was like. It's like El Dorado. Like they ended up like ended up building giant water containers to wash the land off to get all the gold. An actual name for them. Looks like the snow is melting. Wasn't we gonna thought it'd be brighter than that, like, but there'll be a colour that they focus most of the time on, like probably green or something. Maybe because green is a popular colour in Minecraft, isn't it? Obviously. No, green does seem to be a very I'm gonna get a drink as well, so I have got some pink lemonade. I could have that, or I could get a coffee, I suppose. Do you like me breaks? I love taking my vacations as well, especially off work. Bogged down getting up at like 5:45 in the morning, walking in the mornings, like freezing cold, like to the train station, paying like £200 a month out your wages, maybe even more, for transit fares, right? Like £200 a month. Like, and then, like, you end up getting the bus home, so that's £2, right? So if it's £200 a month for the train, right, that means that if it's £2 a day for the bus, that's £10 a week, right? And that's not to mention if you got to go into town on your weekends, on your days off or something. That's like another £2, like a £2 back, could be £4 those days. So sometimes you might have to do that, or you could walk, but you'll be tired. So you're talking like an extra £40, and sometimes you got to go in and call it £48, right, a month for, so that's £248 a month just on transport, right? £240 that should be going, like, you know, in your fridge or in your electric or your gas or your rent or something. Oh no, they want £250 minimum to go to and from work. That means that the transport system takes like roughly 18% of the basic working wage a month, like nearly 20% of you, and you've already paid 20% tax rate and national insurance, right? Which meant that if you want to cover that transport fee, that means you'd have to stay behind after work. Say you finished at 4:30, right? That means if you stayed behind an hour every day and finished at 5:30, you get paid an extra 5 hours, right? So that would mean 5, 10, 15, 20, so I say 20 hours a month overtime if you were granted it, right? Right? So that means you'd have to, like, what? So that's 5. That's 50. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's £60 a week. 6, 12, 8, and 24. That's right. Right? So what you need to do is, to cover your transport costs, you have to work an extra hour. You see where they get you? Right? So instead of you just working your normal hours and getting paid a substantial amount to cover the transport costs and have that money for living, no. They take it so you don't have any money for living. So what you got to do is you got to stay an extra hour at work. But the thing is, out of that £240, you taxed 20% on it. So that £240 has now become 193. So even if you spend an hour every day after work overtime to cover your transport costs, you're still paying 50 quid a month out your transport bill anyway, and that's if you stayed an hour, because they want you to be more productive. They want you to be more in productive hours, because the business region is falling apart in the UK. The business is, like the structure of it, like the railway structure is fully sealed to the ground. Well, imagine if like the rails started coming loose on the floors, or the trains weren't stopping at stations. That's what the business is like now. So if people stay in work longer, right, it just means that the really rich people can stay in that rich position. Because if they don't, they'd rather close that business down before they'll go bust. So it's either you work like that, pay the extra fares to get to and from work and work the extra hour to cover it, or don't do any of that, pay the money for transport and be skint. Basically, that's your options. There's no other options unless you've got like a side hustle job that you do, like, I don't know, fortune telling or soaps, like bars of soap and perfumes and creams. Some people sell infusions and stuff, to make a bit of money, like 50 quid a month or something, or 100 quid a month just to cover like petrol, because they do that sometimes. They put the 100 quid in the bank or something. But that's what you've got to do. You can't just work full time, cover everything. Can't do it anymore. It doesn't exist. The system doesn't exist. Like I was talking before about the fishing and the boats, the waters you can't tread in. Well, there's a system set up so sailors who are new to the water and new to the business and fresh into the oceans on their own ships don't fall into those places. Right, it's designed so sailors are safe going to and back from Scandinavia, Southern Europe, the Azores, or whatever, right? But what's happening now is that it's going into that territory where it's unknown as a function, as a working country. Do you know what I mean? The actual system because like this country, right, the United Kingdom, it's really interested in purring up things, if that makes any sense. It's really interested in purring things up. So like, I don't know, like systems and compliance, they like a dot-to-dot service in this country. If all the dots don't join up, right, if there's a dot that's missing, like that's how this country operates, through dot to dot. A lot of glitches going on in this game tonight. And you've got to be, I mean, if you ever come to the United Kingdom and you want advice, right, don't say anything in the street unless it's hello or how are you, how's things. That is fine. But advice, just not say anything. And if you do, you either say it to yourself, or you say it very, 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 very quietly to the person you're with, and vice versa. That's what you do. And you know, like in countries, it's insulting to look you in the eye for a long time. Well, in this country, if you don't do that, that's an insult. It's a trust thing. If you don't look at someone in the eye for too long, they actually consider that as an insult if you don't look at them too long in the eyes. That's how it is. You know, if you're talking to someone in the United Kingdom and you talk to someone and you're looking at them in the eye, if you shift quickly, there's no it's like a partial frown or a partial frowning. It's like, you know, like shoulder shrugging type situation, like you know, arms up in the air, like what was all that about? You know, and that and it all happens subconsciously. It all happens in the head, the actual head of the individual. And the country bases itself on classes, and not many people really say this. Like, a lot of people think like because this country has based itself on class for about 250 years, and maybe even longer, and a historian will probably give me the exact time when classes started to take over. And that class system is what fundamentally is the lifeline of our country. It's kind of like, you know, in football they had the pass-back rule. Don't know if you guys remember the pass-back rule in football. They stopped it in 1990. It meant that, like, it's like consequence, basically. You got to be careful how you approach things. And sometimes you got to be careful what you say anyway about this country, even if you're from it. You know, like, you can't diss it, you know what I mean? You can't diss your country. You know, you love your country. You know, you love your country, and you do your best, don't you? You do your best to stand by it, whether it means fixing it or whatever. there was sayings back in the day. In the United Kingdom, like phrases like button it, and that meant be quiet. Arms folded and fingers on lips, right? It's manners and respect that that is the key. Like I was going back to about class system. So the class system is like imagine it being like the railway infrastructure, the British class system, right? Like working class, middle class, all that stuff, working 0.5, middle 0.5 class, like those ones that are like in between and stuff. Well, imagine that the structure of the class system is a railway track, right? It's a railway track, and the trains that are on the railway track are the businesses in the United Kingdom. So you got the class system, right, which is a railway track, as an analogy, right? It's not going anywhere unless it's pulled up from the ground, from the roots and all the bolts. It'll take just as long as it would do taking it up as it would do putting it down, right? So it's not going anywhere quickly, and that's the class system. And no, it doesn't mean that the grade of the track means the grade of the class. No, that's not what it means. The track overall is the class system, right? And imagine all the wooden panels in between the two railway steel tracks, the rails, are people, right? Imagine the people. Well, imagine there were people who used to be alive, right? Who have left their wealth behind. Imagine that for a second. So I want you to imagine that the wooden panels on the floor are people who used to be alive, who had businesses, families, fortunes, dividends, bonuses, collateral, you name it, investments, whatever the posh name is for all that stuff, right? So they were people who used to be walking around making lots of money for each class they were in, right? And they're all the same. All the wooden paddles are the same, regardless of how much wealth or how much businesses they did. The panels are all the same still the same energy, right? But then you got trains. Something has to ride this class system. So if it's not the wooden panels that used to be alive, then what is it that's going to actually navigate and locomote along this system? Well, a train, that's what. And what is this train? Yeah, a business. And this train, which we won't use any business names for example, but it's a train, and there are different types of trains, which means there are different types of businesses, and each train, and like each business, has a certain class, a corporate class, a small class, and it'll have a large corporate class, right? Depending on the fidelity of the product and whoever the CEO is, right? And these trains that are businesses ride the class system in the United Kingdom. And imagine, right, that in each of these trains that are businesses, there are classes on each carriage. So for example, you might go on a train carriage and it'll say first class, and someone will say to you, you're in the wrong carriage. And you'll say, why? So this is first class. You haven't paid for first class, you've paid for second class. Please leave, right? So what do? What are you going to do as a person there? You can't disagree with the class system. It's a policy. You've paid for a class, what you can afford, and it's not in that carriage. You don't belong in there. All those people sat down are first class passengers in that business. You're not a first class passenger. You're a second class passenger. That doesn't mean you're inferior. It doesn't mean that. But it certainly means that you're not first class. So you got to leave. So you do. But then what happens? The train, which is a business, will stop eventually. And when it does stop, it'll be at a station. And imagine that the train station in this country is a bank. And when that business stops, that train stops at that bank, it will let off customers, which are passengers. And each customer that comes off that carriage, there'll be some that come off first class and some that come off on second or third class, if third class is still a thing. But you can imagine where I'm coming from. But imagine it being first, second, third class. It's all the different class systems in the United Kingdom. And that means that businesses need a class system like that to be functional in this country. And for a business to be functional, it needs a proprietor that used to be alive, right? Which is the wooden pedals I was talking about. But they're no longer walking, but yet they need those people who were alive for all the money and investments and everything in the company to keep that business going, so they can hire people to pay them a certain money to give them a better wage so they can be more richer. But that's another story for another day, that, because that is a conversation that can go a bit crazy sometimes. But the bank, which is the train station, will only be able to let in and out so many customers before it starts to change. So the train station is regulated by the size of the populace that comes in and out. So if the populace gets bigger and more people using the train station, then that means more people going through the banks, getting on businesses, which means that more people are shopping, more people are investing in certain trains, in certain classes, and there'll be certain classes of people that can afford certain business products, which is the class system. And that system, that infrastructure, is what's keeping this country resuscitating, because it resuscitates this country every day. And it does it in a way, like I was explaining before to you guys, there was £248 out of my wages each month going to the transport system. And that alone is a class thing. A transport is a class of journey. And you would think that people who own a car, yeah, you've got to be a lot of money to earn a car. Right, get a car. Like a brand new car, you've got to have a lot of money. You can't be skint and buy a car. Some people say, why are you paying £250 a month on transport when you should just get a car? You know what I mean? Because that's the point. They want you to invest in a vehicle, right? So what that does is that generates another kind of system of purchase. right? Through finance, right? Because that's all about wages and middle class and working class. Working class people really struggle to pay for a car. But if you really focus on the railway as a financial infrastructure, like a banking system, that's what the United Kingdom is. It's a regulating country of financial products for the globe. Do you know what I mean? And when that infrastructure stops working, right, that and when the jobs start getting taken over by other automated services, that then reduces money going into other people, right, and other homes, right, which means that they're going to have to focus on going in an industry that doesn't use artificial intelligence, which is what, like, shops, I suppose. So people, what they do is, what do they do? What do you think they do? You know, which is the point of our conversation with the class system. What do you think they do in the end? Person who like, you know, worked for a company, they're no longer hiring people anymore because artificial intelligence is taking over. What does that person do? They create their own business. They get on that railway track like all the other trains. Yeah, you know, like them little push cart trains you have where it needs two people. Sometimes you need a business partner to get along the railways, right? So two people are pushing along the railway, right? But people are doing it on their own now. It's just on their own. I've dealt with them as people, as customers in my own personal life. I have spoke with the most intelligent people, like women who were doctors, who were doing businesses. Like these are smart people. Like, they wouldn't be doing that project if they weren't smart. And I tell you something, it's not easy. You either get on the railway track yourself with your own locomotive as a class system, or you get on a business to do it. And the business that you work for is a cultivation of your class in this country. So if you work for something like, I don't know, a supermarket, in working the floor, that's a minimal job pay, right? It's minimum wage, right? But if you're working in the corporate end of the supermarket business, you're going to be earning bigger money. Human resources, law, marketing, franchising, merchandising, like all these things are all part of the class system within a business. So where are you? You know what I mean? In your own place? Are you got your own business? Were you on the railway yourself? Will you create your own class system? Because your business defies you as a director? Give yourself a title, right? You see where I'm coming from? All these things, it's all paperwork. You know, it's like, that's how it goes. And the day that the railway stops working as a financial system and structure in this country, and the railway stations stop taking trains in like businesses, you know, when there are no stations to drop off people, what happens then? What happens if the businesses can't drop off the customers on the railways? What happens when there's no railway at all? What happens when the trains break down? You know what I mean? Like, it's like that. It's like that happening, but imagine that, like when you push a spring in, you got a little spring, and the slightest accident, the spring will just fly off out your palms. Like you squash a spring, and the slightest mistake you make with the tension, it'll just fly off on it. That is where this country is. Imagine squashing the spring between two palms, and it's squashed in such a symmetrical perfection that the tension of the metal between the spring, like a slinker, but there's tension between the strings, not slinkiness. There's tension. So imagine that the metal is a nanometer between one another. That's how it is. That's how it is right now. And that is not going to change. That is not going to change. And it never will. Until there's a dictator or something like that. Probably. And remember, it's all for entertainment. But that is my analogy. You've got to get a good job, basically, and that has been the way it's always been, I suppose, for everything. But I'm gonna get a drink. time. Let's keep going. Ah. No way, it's like a little mushroom town. Ah, there's land. Mushrooms. apparently there's something here. A dog. I don't know what's supposed to be here, but right, apparently then it is Sony that keeps logging me out. Wow, look at these trees. What's this, like a quarry? Yeah, so oh, it's a rabbit. Yeah, it's done it again. Why would Sony keep logging me out? What's going on? Oh. Bit of a boost. Whoa. Tell you something. See nothing abnormal this evening. No, but I've had a nice stream there actually. Well, good night and God bless from Ghost. Take care.